Grandmaster Thomas Dahl, and in this video I'm just going to talk a little bit about self-defense. Lots of people do martial arts all over the world, and when it comes to real combat they go too far. Now if you imagine that my friend here is a real person and he's throwing a punch at me with the right hand, I step back, maybe do a block or even move out the way of the punch and counter with a couple of moves. Now that could be self-defense, but it's going too far that makes the difference between self-defense and attempted murder. So for example, if he's just throwing a punch, I maybe block and do a couple and that's it. Make sure he's knocked down or whatever, have you had enough or something, and that's it. But what you don't do is he threw a punch at me, so I block, I do this, I snap his neck, I get him on the floor and stamp on him and stuff. If you go too far, then you're going to have to answer to the police and the courts and everything. If there's a difference between self-defense and taking it too far. Now, I will not be held responsible, and nobody who helps me run my clubs for any accidents or injuries or anything. I teach self-defense, I don't teach attempted murder, okay? So for example, somebody's throwing a punch at me, I step back, I might do a block, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it, just for an example. But if you carry on doing all these moves and you take it too far, you get put in prison. Now, the thing is, what people don't know about is assessing the threat level. If somebody's a bit mouthy, they've had too much to drink, I'm sorry mate, I don't mean any trouble, have a good evening. And that's it. There's no need to go overboard, but it's different when you've had a few to drink or whatever it is that you're doing. So you have to assess the threat level. If he's trying to attack me with a knife or something, yeah, you still get rid of the knife, focus on getting that knife out of his hand, capture the knife, steal the knife. But that's it. You don't carry on attacking and stab the guy 20 times because he pulled a knife out on you. So you have to assess the threat level. If it's like 3 or 4 guys and they've all got knives and they're all trying to stab me, yeah, I might stab one of them. But what you don't do is you make sure each one of them are dead and you go overkill, because you have to explain yourself to the police and the courts. And what they do is they ask you what you did a couple of times. So if you're lying, if you're making up stuff, you don't tell the truth, your story changes. Now, I believe in telling the truth at all times. If you tell the truth every time, you've got nothing to worry about. So basically, it's just a short video, self-defense, not murder. So for example, somebody throws a punch, I might block, I might go 1, 2, 3, and that's it. That's it, I've defended myself. You don't go, I grab him and I headbutt and I do these punches and I elbow and I do all these moves, and when he's on the ground I do all these stamps and snap his arm and stuff. It's not self-defense. So what I teach is martial arts, essentially all martial arts, self-defense nowadays in the modern world. But it's not, if you go overkill, you'll go to prison and it's up to you. So if you muck around with this stuff, on your head be it. Thank you for watching.